10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All systems go.
You're listening to Sudbury News Talk.
I want to show you something.
Stand by.
On the morning shift.
Anything
Could happen.
Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sudbury News Talk. On the morning shift, I'm AJ Walsh, and I'm glad to be here with you, and I'm thankful that you're here with us, and we're here a little later, but we're here, and we're going to have a good show regardless. We're live on CKLU 96.7 FM in the morning, just before Earshot Daily, each and every weekday morning, and we're also streaming live at cklu.ca. Just click on the Radio Player Canada app. You can stream us, download it, take us with you, listen to us anywhere, anytime on your favorite device. We're also streaming live at facebook.com/Sudbury News, youtube.com/Sudbury News. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, follow the channel, the page, and we'll do our best to get your comments on the screen if you comment on those two platforms during the live. Now, after the live, the conversation continues on Facebook, and you could also, I guess, continue to comment on YouTube. However, it doesn't seem to really have as much of a conversational element to that platform. But we're found on demand on those two platforms, along with x.com/Sudbury News and Sudbury.news, our news aggregator. So remember to like, share, follow all of our social medias. It does wonders just to get it out there and have the conversation, get to a little bit more people in the community and around the province and around the world. Really, we have people checking in from all over the place a lot of times, because we do talk about issues that affect people all over the place. So with that, let's just get the show on the road, because time is of the essence, and we got off to a little bit of a late start. We want to start off with a little bit of weather and let everyone know that the views expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect that of Laurentian University's board, staff, faculty, anyone at Laurentian University, or CKLU's boards, volunteers, staff, or anyone associated with those two organizations. They are that of our own, my own, the guests, the people commenting, and the people that I choose to play videos of on the show and get sound bites from. They are their comments and do not necessarily reflect Laurentian University or CKLU. Now, with that out of the way, let's jump in with a little bit of weather, get the show on the road. Got a lot to cover in a short period of time. We'll be back right after this. As usual, Sudbury weather brought to you by sudburyweather.ca. Currently, it's 15 degrees, mostly cloudy out there. And today we can expect clearing, fog patches dissipating this morning, and wind moderate. High of 26 with humidex 30. So again, another hot day today. UV index 8 or very high. Tonight, few clouds, increasing cloudiness. Late this evening, 30% chance of showers overnight, risk of thunderstorm overnight. And the low will be 17, so rather warm. I would predict humid night tonight again. Saturday, cloudy with a 30% chance of showers, risk of thunderstorms. High of 24 with the humidex 27. And then Sunday, 18 degrees, 40% chance of showers. 16 degrees, 40% chance of showers on Monday. So that's our lowest we've seen in a while as the mercury starts to rise. After that, Tuesday, 19 degrees, 30% chance of showers. And then Wednesday, 20 degrees, mix of sun and cloud. 22 on Thursday, 40% chance of showers. So you don't know. There's going to be a chance of showers most of the days. They're predicting mainly Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, as far as I could see. They don't even have a sun emoji anywhere there, even though there's only 30% chance on Saturday, Environment Canada chose not to even put the sun in the emoji. So I'm not sure who chooses these emojis, but who knows? Maybe they have a crystal emoji ball. We'll be back with news headlines, your comments, and more right after this. Okay, thanks for being with us, everyone. Got a pretty good bunch for a Friday and coming on late. We got Monique here. Good morning, Sudbury. We got Hazel. Good morning. Got the cool emoji, the prayer emojis, both needed. And you need to lay back sometimes and enjoy things, and you need to ask for help and guidance other times, and put your head down and give credit where credit's due. And Vin, good morning to you. Marianne, good morning, everyone from Barrie, liked and shared as usual. And Nana is here. Hey, morning, y'all, and blessings. Again, feeling the love with the emojis, heart emoji. And Sylvia, good morning to everyone. Looks like it's going to rain heavy, looking like clouds rolling around. Have a super weekend. Yeah, it looks like that's in the forecast, as we just noted there, that lots of chances of rain anyways in the forecast. And Belinda, good morning. Stop worrying about people who don't like you. They probably don't even like themselves. Where's my drum emoji when you need it? Where is it? Oh, that's a drum roll. Yeah, not quite the same, but you get the point. But anyways, yeah, so stop worrying about people who don't like you. They probably don't like themselves, and that's usually the case, right? There's something they see in you that irks them about themselves. That's what I've heard all my life anyways, and I think there's some truth to it. And Monique agrees. So Denise says, I got you off my feed and can't get you on your page. It won't show me your life. That's okay. Not sure why. Well, that's the platforms that we have, and they decide what they decide for the reasons they do it. We don't know. It's crazy. And thank goodness it is Friday for sure. Thanks for reminding us, Pierrette. It's a great reminder. Something to look forward to, obviously. And Pat, good morning. Friday peoples. I added the S on there. And Terry, good morning to you. Good morning from Elliott Lake. All the way from Elliott Lake. I'm not that far from you. And so, Marianne, a crystal emoji ball. Yeah, I thought the same thing when I said it. I was like, oh. I wasn't even going to repeat that. I was going to come back after the little segment there, and I was going to say, I can't believe I said crystal emoji ball, but thanks for that. And Liette, good morning, everyone from Collingwood, Ontario, Canada. Jerome. Well, Good Friday morning, the CFIA will slaughter perfectly healthy research ostriches in BC. So what's up with that anyways? Why are they going to slaughter perfectly healthy research ostriches in BC? I'm not sure. I know the owner of the farm was pretty perplexed with that. And here's a sample of her
got
here.
Deleted somehow. Kind of strange. Our verdict is in for Universal Ostrich Farm from the 3 judges, and it is a unanimous no. They have dismissed our appeal, and we at this moment have no emergency stay order, and we are essentially just sitting open ducks in a field, waiting for the next steps of the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. Our lawyer is going to try for another emergency stay order while we try to get a chance at Supreme Court. After making it to the level that we've made it to, and a unanimous no, the likelihood of Supreme Court is very low. We are moving into a weekend that right now we have an open call order on the ostriches. So, we've asked you guys so many times to be here, and I'm sorry. But if anybody just wants to come and show support, and camp for a few days in the field, and just be here to support us, the family, and these animals.
So she makes a call out to basically, hey, can everyone just kind of chip in and help out, even if it's coming here? And she says, even wear white shirts and camp out on their lawn. They have facilities there that people can use. You can use them, no problem, and good morning, Rogue, by the way. I kind of missed a morning shout out to you. But yeah, so what's up with the government wanting to kill everything all of a sudden? For what reason? Like, why do they need to kill all these ostriches? Why are they so hell-bent on killing ostriches? The longer they're there, the longer they prove that there's nothing wrong, but they still don't stop. They still just have to kill them. What a world we live in. It's pretty crazy. And I got that video from Linda Lautenschlager's Facebook page. So thanks, Linda. Just a shout out to you for sharing that. And I believe I might have had someone else even explaining it a little bit, but I'm not sure. I thought I might have shared it with myself here, but maybe I didn't. Someone was explaining it a little bit more about, the reason why they wanted to kill these ostriches so badly. It's sad. It's really sad. And I know they've killed, I don't know how many chickens in the United States recently. Drove egg prices up for a while. Supply and demand, right? They're so worried about everything. The CFIA is corrupt. They have been culling many farms to date, just saying. And yeah, so why are they all worried about animals? Look how many years we've had animals on the planet, but now the government is going to kill them all for us, for our safety. You know what I mean? Like, how do we survive all these years without the government killing all of our animals? You know what I'm saying? Just think about that. Just craziness. Absolutely absurd. And if you haven't looked into it, just look into Ostrich Farm in BC and what they're going through. You make your own decision based on what you research. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say you know what I'm saying anymore this morning, because I know I've said it like 10 times in a row already. So do your own research and come to your own conclusions. That's all I got to say about that. Just like Forrest Gump. That's all I have to say about that. Which I watched last night, which you haven't seen Forrest Gump in a while. I would just invite you to watch it again. Such a good movie. There's movies that are made that are timeless and just the messages in them are so cool. And there's such a mixture of humor and, pulling at your heartstrings and lessons in there. Anyways, Forrest Gump. Gotta highly recommend that for everybody. And if you haven't seen it, period, well, you don't know what you're missing. Check it out. That's all I got to say about that. So CKLU, I got lots to say about that. They're going to be putting on a fundraiser. And if you ain't doing anything this Saturday, or even if you're doing something this Saturday and you want to kind of change your plans to have an awesome night, they're going to be putting on a pretty cool show at the Townhouse. If you haven't been to the Townhouse in a while, here's your opportunity to tell whoever it is that might say, why are you going out on Saturday? Like, hey, this is at the Townhouse. And I haven't been to the Townhouse in a while, and I'm going to support CKLU. It's $20 at the door. Show starts at 8. You got Emma and Jamie, followed by the bands This Love Is Drone and White Hot. And then finally, our own resident DJ, Jordan Freeman, will be spinning the tunes. And again, tickets, $20 at the door. Drop by for great music, drinks, awesome time at the Townhouse. They got great food and snacks there as well, just to let everyone know. Apparently, they got one of the best burgers in town. That's what I hear. All proceeds are for CKLU, which we all know is a worthy cause. It's the station we're on right now. Spread the word as much as possible. And a big thanks to all the people and volunteers, the board and volunteers at CKLU for making this happen and putting the show together, especially Steve and Tony from the board. Thanks, everyone, for supporting CKLU, and get out there and enjoy a great time this Saturday at the Townhouse, 8 o'clock, August 30th. They're basically saying, let's celebrate the summer that was. Ouch. Can you believe that? So that's not this Saturday. It's next Saturday, the 30th. Oh my goodness. We still got a week left of summer. Can you imagine that? We just got a week extra of summer. So it's next Saturday. Not this Saturday. It's August the 30th. So you got a little more time to plan too, other than being tomorrow. I meant to say what I didn't say, but it is next Saturday. Okay, so news headlines coming from Sudbury here. Let's see. Then we'll jump in with our Stop the Spray segment. What's going on with all this Stop the Spray? Is it a conspiracy theory that they spray us every day and that they specifically spray our forests with toxins that cause cancer? And they're outlawed in even certain provinces in Canada, but yet they're spraying you and me? We'll talk about that in a second. But there's Sudbury police say there's a woman that hasn't been seen since July the 20th, and they're concerned about her well-being. And I think Sudbury.com was talking about the same story. Yeah. Greater Sudbury police are seeking the public's help to locate a woman not seen in a month. The woman's name is Patricia, age 35, and was last in contact on July the 20th and has not been seen or heard from since. There are concerns for her well-being. She's 5'8", 130 pounds, slender build, dark wavy brown hair with red ends, at least at the time, and brown eyes. Anyone with information about Patricia's whereabouts are asked to call police. 675-9171, 705-675-9171. Story out of Wanapate, which whenever there's a story out of Wanapate, we want to cover it. Wolf dog unsafe. Say police, right? Wolf dog unsafe. Province says of illegal Wanapate hybrid pack. When a friend asked for help to build a fenced home for his dogs, Brighton Bongard made a deal. He would lend a hand in exchange for several puppies. That's how he ended up with what is now a pack of 16 strong black and gray wolf dog hybrids he calls his babies. The wolf dogs that live in his backyard enclosure have never harmed anyone, Bongard said, nor have any neighbors complained since he brought the animals to his rural property in Wanapate, Ontario, about 50 kilometers north of Sudbury, 4 years ago. The provincial government is set to seize them anyway, he said, because it's against the law to keep wildlife native to Ontario as pets keep them as pets or in captivity, with some exceptions for places like zoos and rehabilitation facilities. Wolf dogs. I'm curious. There could be some uses for a wolf dog, you would think, right? With the mixture of wild and tame and all kinds of stuff like that. So anyways, that's some local news for you. The KED has broken ground, and Dario Zulich was there with the mayor and others to say, hey, the Kingsway It used to be entertainment district, but it's the employment district now. The Kingsway Employment District is starting, and it's poised to shape the future of Sudbury. The road is not a road to nowhere. It's a road to the future, is what he said. So we'll see what happens with that. The casino said it's going to be moving from Chelmsford area to that location. But I have some intel, and I'm not sure if it's right or not, that apparently isn't the case, that there's another plan for a different casino. What do I know? I'm just hearing through different sources, because people contact me and they say, hey, did you hear this? And I can't say, and some people say, don't say it, and I don't. And some people just tell me whatever. But I know this particular faction of people have been working on a casino for a while. They've working behind the scenes to get it going. And apparently they feel theirs is going to go ahead and the one that's saying they're moving from Chelmsford is not. So I don't know. It's hard to say. It's speculation at this point. I just wanted to let everyone know what I heard and that I just heard it. And we'll go from there. So what's going on with the stop the spray stuff? The government, the MNR is spraying us with all kinds of stuff, spraying the forests for whatever reason they spray forests for. I'm not sure. And apparently there's toxic stuff for us in there, cancer-causing stuff. And they've banned it in some provinces and countries, but we still do it here. Here's someone from Temiskaming.
So I'm going out to pick blueberries today. Yes, for sustenance, but realistically, because I know that next week the ministry is going to spray a lot of the forest with herbicide. So I'm going to break down a little video here. I spend most of my time in the Temiskaming region, so this is the forest that they'll be spraying. Okay, so how the forests are managed in Ontario. We have a forestry company that will submit a 10-year plan to the ministry with how they're going to manage the forest. So that means they're going to select areas to clear cut. They're going to either aerial seed them, or they're going to have tree planters go plant them, or they'll just have them reoccur naturally based on what's surrounding the clear cut. In order for these forestry companies to have a plan, to come up with these 10-year plans, they have to discuss with First Nations communities how they're going to do this. And since 2001, the Indigenous communities around us have been arguing against using herbicide. And honestly, rightfully so. Spraying these herbicides causes damage to all of the forest. That includes mushrooms, insects, animals, vegetation, us, and to the big mammal population. We're seeing miscarriages in moose because of this as well. After they spray, they put these signs up in the forest, and they put them near rivers where people would generally collect their water. If somebody in Quebec can be paid daily to go thin the forest, like why not do that rather than spray with a brush saw like this? You're not going to kill all the understory doing it that way. You're going to kill the poplars and the birch and get them out of the way. So if we've got First Nations not agreeing, we've got locals not agreeing, we've got MPs not agreeing, like, what's it going to take? Who do we need to hear this to stop it from happening, knowing full well that there's a successful alternative to the way we're doing this? Okay, so what I'm asking from you guys is, 1, to share this in your story. 2, send this directly to anybody that you know that lives in the north who can have a voice about this. And 3, follow Stop the Spray on Facebook or on Instagram.
So there's a huge movement. There was a big rally in Serpent River just recently on stopping the spray. And you can check out Stop the Spray. They have a Facebook page. They have a website that explains all of it. And again, it talks about them spraying the forest, which at least it's a beginning to the jet planes I see each and every day spraying us all the time in cities and populated areas as well with heaven knows what. Have been some reports of people taking samples and stuff of what they're spraying people with. But at least this is a start on stopping some spraying somewhere, and with scientific evidence backing it up, right? So there's somebody from Press for Truth, and he has some swears at the beginning of his video, and I don't have my beep button ready, so unfortunately he has a really great beginning to his video where he shows the spraying in his area, right? But he explains a little bit more about why we need to be concerned with what's being sprayed on us. And so I'm just going to let it go a little bit. He's spraying, he's swearing some more, but I do want to catch a little bit of them. He shows the planes basically spraying his area. I believe he's in Nova Scotia. Can't really tell, or maybe it looks like a mountainous area, so could be BC. But anyways, there might be a swear here. I apologize to anyone who's sensitive on that. I don't appreciate swearing myself, but it is what it is. So let's get this video queued up here, and here you go.
That's probably glyphosate. You pieces of shit. Spraying this shit around all of our families? You can guarantee they are spraying something that is not good for us people to be breathing in down here. And it's likely glyphosate.
Ever since its introduction by Monsanto in the early 1970s, glyphosate has become the most widely used herbicide in Canadian forestry. It's applied over vast areas of publicly owned forests every single year. It works by interfering with amino acid synthesis in plants, and it's used to kill weeds and broadleaf vegetation. It targets broadleaf plants like birch, oak, and maple, and it weakens trees, leaving it more susceptible to things like budworm, which can actually cause more fires. But what's even worse than that, this World Health Organization report suggests that according to them, glyphosate is probably carcinogenic. Even the International Agency for Research on Cancer says that, quote, glyphosate is probably carcinogenic to humans. And if that wasn't enough, according to Health Canada's own assessment, overexposure to glyphosate products may lead to skin and eye irritation, nausea and vomiting, and respiratory effects such as nose irritation and asthma in workers and others if label directions are not followed. Quebec banned the use of herbicides containing glyphosate on its crown lands in 2001, but that restriction doesn't extend to anywhere else in Canada. Susan Chiblow, an assistant professor at the University of Guelph, explains the impact of glyphosate, a key ingredient in certain herbicides. When it's sprayed, it spreads far and wide. As a result, all the wildlife, from moose to mice to bees, vacates the area. That should be a clear sign that it's not good for humans either. Environmental groups like Friends of the Earth Canada, the Suzuki Foundation, Safe Food Matters, and Environmental Defence Canada all have launched a court challenge on Health Canada's conclusions on glyphosate when they say that it's only problematic if label instructions are not followed.
Okay, so I didn't catch the video in time. We got another video playing in the background. That's fine. Just some water there. Yeah, so really good explanation of what's going on with the spraying. I was able to just keep the swearing down to the S word instead of the F word, which was, I think, at least more palatable. Anyways, so I got word from a friend that the M&R did not spray the North Shore. They didn't spray Manitoulin Island. They didn't spray anywhere on the North Shore area. That's what the M&R told a particular person in the area. But that was the only one that they didn't spray. And they said they're going to look into it. The M&R person that was contacting this particular person said now they're going to look into it more. And I think they have to now with as much uprising as there's been through the Stop the Spray movement. They kind of have to look into it. But again, right, it's one small thing that they're spraying on us. They spray us every day from, I believe they're military aircraft that fly over us and make those lines, and then it turns into clouds, all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of weather manipulation going on and spraying. And what's in the stuff that they spray us? How harmful is it to us? These are the questions we have. And I'm sure it's not healthy. I'm sure you wouldn't want to take those ingredients and put it in a pill and swallow it each and every day, although you do breathe it in. And so I'm grateful for the Stop the Spray movement. I think it's catchy in terms of the way it sounds. It's easy to remember. And people then go, what? Stop the spray? What is that talking about? And, oh, they spray you all the time. What do you mean they spray me? Or they spray the forest? At least we can start with that. They're spraying the forest. You mean they're spraying all the animals too with this toxic chemicals, and it makes their food poisonous? Well, that's not right. Let's stop the spray. For sure. And again, how did forests survive for millions and billions of years without us spraying things on them? How did the forests survive before we came along with spray? Just think about that for a second. Why do we need to go around spraying stuff? Why do we need to go around killing animals? We're not just killing animals. If you look at the MAID program, it's pretty clear who's next on the roster. You know? Just really look at it all. Put the pieces of the puzzle together. They're spraying you every day. And to a plane, what do we look like? To a plane that's spraying you really up high. What do you look like on the ground? If you're ever in a plane and you look down at people from up high, don't they look like a bunch of ants? A bunch of bugs? And unfortunately, there are people in the world who are behind the spraying on the worldwide scale that actually think that. And they're on record of saying things like that. One that comes to mind is one of the royal family calling us useless eaters. You are a useless eater. And that's the way they look at you. The world's overpopulated. It needs to be depopulated. And all of these things, to me, point to that. You know, you take them as one-offs here and there, but when you put it all together, it's pretty clear of what's going on in terms of our laws, in terms of our health, in terms of everything that's happening. So with that, that's your cheery lead off into the weekend. But there is hope. And the hope is that one day these people will not be at the head of making these decisions, and they will be no longer. They only have a short time left, and they're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to flex their muscles as much as they can flex them, and their muscles are going to pop and burst. And that's about all I got to say about that. So thanks for listening today. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, everyone. Take care. Stay safe. Remember to stay aware. Like, share, take care. Stay tuned now for Earshot Daily on CKLU 96.7 FM. And the CKLU fundraiser is not tomorrow night. It's next Saturday, just to clarify again. It's on August the 30th. $20 at the door. Some really great entertainment. And we'll be back same time, same place on the same platforms, God willing, on Monday. Have a great weekend, everyone. Ciao for now.
This is Sudbury. Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.